Hello, this is the Black Hart. Welcome to number 6 in the series of lessons in the presentation of bizarre magic. Firstly, let me say that the principle used here is actually rather clever and subtle. But here we have not an I do this and then this happens, aren't I clever presentation, but a you do this and then this happens presentation, which confirms exactly what the presenter tells us in his introduction. It's a fun thing to do. It's just a card trick. It's a very easy trick. First, I'll show you the trick. He constantly tells us that this is a trick, and a very simple and easy one at that, hardly making us feel that our magic is an art form, rather that it's something that anyone can do when they find out the simple secret. The effect is therefore reduced to a mere demonstration. So, let's watch the video. Then we'll discuss it before looking at an alternative bizarre presentation.
Alright, this has nothing to do with reading tarot cards. This is something it's just that I throw out there because it's just a fun thing to do. And it's just a card trick. And it's real easy to do. You don't have to learn any sleight of hand or anything like that. And it's just a very easy trick. And when you're a card reader, it's easy for you to do a card trick if you wanted to, because people aren't expecting a card trick. They're thinking you're going to show them something with the cards. So it makes it a lot easier to do one. This is just a fun thing to do. You don't have to learn any sleight of hand with this. It just works out. And so this is how it works. You take the deck of cards. First I'll show you the trick and then I'll show you how it's done. Take the deck of cards and you just tell the person to cut the cards. Cut them into 2 packs. So you do this. And then you tell them to take this pack and cut them into 2 packs again. So we do that. And you tell them to take this pack and cut them into 2 packs over here. And we do that. Then you take the pack on their right, their left, they're going left to right. You tell them to pick up their cards and to deal the top 3 cards onto the table. And to take those cards and put them underneath the pack. Then you want them to deal 1 card onto each one of these other 3 packs from the top, face down. And put the pack back. Then we pick up this pack. We do the same thing. Tell them 3 cards on the table face down. Put them on the bottom. And to deal a card onto each one of the top of the other 3 packs face down. Put the pack back. This pack, same thing, 3 cards faced out onto the table, picked up, put on the bottom, deal a card onto each one of the other 3 packs, put the pack down, and you never guess what we're going to do with this pack. Same way, 3 cards. Underneath, deal a card on the top of each of the other 3 packs. And now we put the cards face down. Now we tell them we're going to read the top card of each one of these, and we're really hoping to see if we find one of these packs, the top card is an ace. We're really hoping to get some aces here. If we get an ace, we feel that everything you're trying to do with your situation is going to come to pass. Things will work out very well. So hopefully one of these is going to be an ace. Well, what do you know? Ace of Swords, first one. That's a nice start, isn't it? How about that? Let's see what this one is. Ace of Wands, second one. My gosh, things look really good for you. Let's see what this one is. Ace of Cups. Geez, you can't go wrong here. And what's this? Ace of Pentacles.
You don't have to do any sleight of hand. It just works out, he says. Well, yes it does. but that doesn't mean it's easy. What you have to do is learn a script and faultlessly learn the presentation. You have to learn to act the part you're playing, and these are difficult things. The mechanics of the effect may be simple, but the hard part is making it convincing and entertaining. This is often underestimated by most magicians. They think that if the mechanics are easy, then the effect is easy. And that is why many presentations are merely a puzzle. However, we as bizarrists want so much more than this. We want our audience to experience a feeling of wonder, or dare I say it, magic. The presenter says, you tell them to do this, then you tell them to do that. And as I've said many times before, there is no reason, explanation or motive as to why they are doing what's instructed. As I've said, this is a clever and quite subtle principle, but also rather repetitive, so it's easy for the volunteer to begin to lose interest. This is where a good story presentation comes in. A good presentation does two things. It gives a motivation or reason for the handling, and it captures the interest of the volunteer and the audience. They become involved, even if they're just spectators. When the 4 stacks are on the table ready for the revelation, the ending's weak. There is only a general sense of the aces are good cards. The final revelation just fizzles out without impact. After the second ace is revealed, you already know what the outcome for all 4 tarot will be, so we end up with somewhat of an anticlimax. What we need to do is fit the actions and revelations to a story.
Douglas Gordon was a Jacobite supporter of Bonnie Prince Charlie. The date was 14th of April and the year was 1746. Douglas had been marching with other members of his clan to meet up with fellow Jacobites near Inverness, where they planned to do battle against the Duke of Cumberland and his parliamentary army. Now known to be a battle where the Jacobite Highland clans would be routed and much of the clan system destroyed. Douglas knew the battle would not go their way, and he knew he would be killed, but still he marched on. Such was the loyalty of the clans. So, how did he know this? He saw it in his tarot cards. Naturally frightened about the battle ahead, Douglas decided to consult his tarot cards in the manner he had been taught by the gypsies who regularly visited his village. You can take the part of Douglas. Douglas cut off the top quarter of the tarot cards and placed this section down here, representing his fate at the coming battle. Then he took about a third of the original stack and placed it here, representing his present. Now he took about half of the original stack and placed it here, representing his past. The gypsy had explained to Douglas that by doing this he would have the answers to his past, present, future and his own fate at the battle itself. Next, Douglas picked up these for the past and one at a time transferred 3 cards from the top to the bottom of the pile, one each for past, present and future. Please continue to play the part of Douglas. As the fates of everyone are intertwined, these tarot cards must also be so. Douglas then dealt the top 3 tarot cards onto the other stacks, one each for past, present and future. Now he did the same with this stack of tarot cards for his present. Once more, with this stack of tarot for the future. Finally, he took the remaining stack for his fate at the battle and did the same again. Now that the tarot cards had been thoroughly mixed and the fates intertwined, it was time for Douglas to reveal the fate of the battle. Over here, we have the past. Douglas turned over the top tarot card and revealed the Tower. This indicated that his past had begun to go wrong, his plans were failing, and uncertainty was fast approaching. Please turn over this card and see what fate has been placed there by you. The Tower, just as Douglas did. Our Highlander turned over this tarot and revealed the Hanged Man. This signified very bad luck, a suspension of activity and an impending doom. Please turn the top card over. Now for the next line of fate. This card revealed the Devil, the most powerful evil that represented the Duke of Cumberland, the leader of the Parliamentary Army, who later became known as the Butcher of Culloden, soon to be the Jacobites' adversary. Once again, you seem to have followed our Highlander's fate, but now it is time to reveal his fate at the coming battle. With trepidation and a sense of foreboding, Douglas slowly turned over the card on top of the remaining stack and revealed death. But such is the strength of the ties of the bloodline and the clan, despite this knowledge, just 2 days later, on a cold, wet morning, Douglas stood fast next to his fellow Gordon clan members on the lonely Culloden moor as they faced the might of the Butcher of Culloden and his parliamentary army. The famed Highland charge was no match for the batteries of canister shot from the parliamentary artillery. Douglas Gordon soon joined the 2,000 Jacobite dead and wounded on the blood-soaked Culloden moor, the last pitched battle fought on the UK soil. Now let's reveal the final card.
Thank you, Dr Natalie. The actual working of Doom is exactly the same as the original trick. However, the emphasis has been completely changed. It is in essence a simple force of 4 tarot cards, which could be used to force any 4 cards, but I've chosen to present the effect a little on the dark side by tying it to a tragic story. Incidentally, the story is based on historical fact and is accurate in the dates, the participants and the location. Members of the Gordon clan were present on the Jacobite side at the battle, and their clan is represented by one of the many mass clan graves sited on the battlefield. This gives the story authority and authenticity. So let's start at the beginning. The tarot is shown and mixed as the story begins. No attention's drawn to this. It doesn't need to be. Your volunteer can see it happening. If you state the tarot cards are all different and they are mixed up, this merely gives the idea that you need to prove this, and that's exactly what a conjurer or card magician would do. You are not a conjurer, and this is not a mere card trick. You're a storyteller, and what you are showing your audience is something much more. You do not want to trivialise it, as the first presenter did. You're matching the actions of your volunteer to the story, and you're given a reason for the actions of mixing the tarot cards. These actions will put your audience off course, and even better, the story will divert their attention. You have a valid reason to manipulate the tarot cards as you do. You're mixing the lines of fate for past, present and future. They're intertwined, just as the fates of the persons on the battle were intertwined. There's emotion involved in the story, and your audience can connect with the tragic circumstances involved and with the loyalty of our Highlander, Douglas Gordon. Even though he knew he would die, he stood fast with his clan. As the last tarot is turned over, our Highlander's fate is sealed and the story ends, leaving the audience to reflect on the tragedy. The difference between the 2 presentations is stark. Doom is a great example of taking a basic trick and making it a piece of theatre. Once again, thanks to Dr Natalie for presenting Doom and for helping with the scripting.